Beautiful, warm mid-afternoon in Texas. The Rockies interleague play continuing as it is game 2 of this 3-game set at Globe Life Park against the Rangers. And again, the Rockies won yesterday 9-5, 13 hits in the ball game. And maybe the most impressive thing, not only that second inning coming from behind as we were just discussing, but the fact that after the first inning in which Chad Bettis gave up 5 runs on 4 hits, there were only 2 hits allowed by Bettis and the rest of the Rockies bullpen in the remainder of that contest. 8 innings, just 2 hits allowed. So that was most impressive and much needed as well. And the Rockies ended up with a comfortable 4-run lead. Those 2 guys will be atop the lineup every day this year. DJ LeMahieu and Charlie Blackmon just swapped places from a year ago. DJ now leading off and Charlie batting in the 2 spot. And here's the rest of the Southwest batting order. Nolan broke out in a big way yesterday. He had been 0 for 19 after making it out in his first at bat. And after that, he got 3 hits last night, 2 doubles and a home run. Trevor Story, we talked about his homecoming. Ian Desmond as well. He's got the average over 200. Tom Murphy will be the DH today. He caught yesterday. Carr goes back in there in right field. Chris Ionette at DH. Today he gets the gear on. And Noel Cuevas is in there again because the Rockies are once again facing a left-hander. It's a guy they know a little bit. The former Atlanta Brave, Mike Minor. He was with the Royals last year coming out of the bullpen. He's a starter again.
Yeah, and that's why they're kind of trying to limit his innings, because the last time he was a full-time starter, you go back to 2014 for Minor. The 4 wins that he has on the season, that ties a club lead with Alex Claudio. Fastball, cut fastball, changeup, and curveball. And it's the fastball that's really been hit all over the ballpark. 333 batting average against that fastball. The curveball is the one pitch that he's allowed an average below 200. What he has done this year is he's given up some long balls, and especially to right-handed batters. 11 home runs to righties.
Yeah, he's given up 12 in all. So DJ is going to hit right-handed today against Mike Minor.
He said he wanted to try to hit left-handed when he was had a little bit of that injury with his thumb.
Yeah, looking for new challenges. So here's the first pitch of the afternoon. It's off the plate, ball 1. Mike Minor with the Royals last year finished the season as their closer. He had 6 saves in the month of September. He had a terrific year working out of the bullpen for the Royals. Rockies did see him last year. And that next fastball at 93 is in there for a strike.
And that's about what he'll average, 92 to 93 on the fastball.
I mentioned that the league is hitting 333 off his fastball. On first pitches of at-bats, when it's put in play, the league's hitting 484 against him. It's inside, 2-1. Last year, righties and lefties average in the low 200s. This year, righties 287, lefties 250. That's a strike.
I think part of that has to do with the second and third time through the lineup against Minor. He didn't have to worry about that. He didn't have to think about how do I set somebody up, not only for this at bat, but for their next one and the one after that.
That is lobbed to the second baseman, Rougned Odor. 1 out. Let's take a look at the Rangers defensively this afternoon. Behind home plate once again is Jose Trevino. He just came up from Double-A, and he was forced into action yesterday when Perez went down with an ankle injury. Now, Perez was placed on the disabled list today, but they didn't call up another catcher. It's Ryan Rua who's brought up, who's a veteran outfielder. He was at Round Rock. And if you're saying, well, why didn't Robinson Chirinos start behind the plate? He's normally their everyday catcher, and he was suspended for 1 game. He served it yesterday, that little scuffle with Matt Kemp earlier in the week. Chirinos is pretty sore still from that collision at home plate, and that's why Trevino's in there. This is pulled to first, and it's an easy play for Ronald Guzman. 2 outs. So here comes Nolan. It's time for our Mako big hit, and there were several off the bat at Nolan yesterday. This is a double that got him out of his slump, and more importantly, got 2 runs home for the Rockies. He had another similar looking double, and then he went deep later on in the ball game. terrific night for Arenado. The Rockies, 9 runs, 13 hits. 6 of their hits were extra base hits. Of course, Nolan had 3 of them. Cannot keep a good man down very long, can you?
No, and especially after a day off. That's when he usually comes alive.
And this is in the air to right field. Should be an easy play for Shin-Soo Choo. And it's a quiet first inning. 1-2-3 for Mike Minor. Kyle Freeland will be up next. Times in their history, the Rockies with 17 wins, the Rangers with 17 wins. The Rockies 7-9 all time here at Globe Life Park. Kyle Freeland's record 6-6, a very nice 368 earned run average. And I know we spent some time this year talking about the issues in the first inning for the Rockies. 4 of their 5 starters have ERAs above 7 in the first inning. Not Kyle Freeland. He has a 2.08 ERA in the first inning, so typically he gets off to a very good start.
Yeah, just 3 earned runs in the 13 games in the first inning for Kyle. Here are the numbers you were referencing, Drew. John Gray, we saw it last night with Chad Bettis, but then he rebounded.
His fastball's fouled off by Shin-Soo Choo. Leadoff man reached yesterday in the ball game. He's now reaching a career best 29 games. That's the longest stretch going in big league baseball right now. Of course, Nolan had a couple of long stretches this year where he was reaching on a everyday basis.
Well, he extended it in the second inning yesterday with a walk. On base percentage on the year, 383.
Good slider again. Choo off the end of the bat twice. Choo is a native of South Korea. Cleveland Indian. One-two, come inside, and that misses. 2-2. Freeland on the road this year is 3-4, the 4.15 ERA. Overall in his last 9 ball games, 6-3, 2.93 ERA. He has been really steady and really good.
And just 17 walks during that time, 53 strikeouts for Kyle in the last 9 starts.
Better than 3-to-1 strikeout to walk ratio. Here's the 3-2 on Choo. And that's fouled off. Even his last outing, Huey, he got a loss against Arizona. He went 6 innings, allowed 4 runs. 3 of those runs came in the 6th inning. They were kind of nickel and dime type of runs. He allowed only 4 hits in the game. The one thing he'd probably like back from that outing was the 4 walks. He struck out 8, he walked 4, and that's not characteristic of a characteristic that you normally see with Kyle. That's also fouled off.
Well, a couple of the runs came after he had departed.
He got painted up a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought he deserved a better fate against Arizona.
Yeah,
he gave up the home run.
Yeah, we always write notes after the ball game, and I was looking back on that ball game, and I said that he pitched better than his line, because the line indicated 4 runs in 6 innings. Boy, Chu is being a pain in the neck.
Yes, he is. That's way too many pitches.
The 10th pitch coming up to Shin-Soo Chu. Partly cloudy day. Clouds are welcome, as warm as it is.
He's elevating his pitch count just in the first batter. Keep going strikes.
How frustrating that is for a pitcher when you've thrown a multitude of pitches.
And different types of pitches too.
And the guy's still standing there.
Yes, he went. Nope.
No swing. So a great at bat for Shin-Soo Chu. He wins that battle, and he jogs down to first. That'll bring up Delino DeShields as we take a look at the Southwest batting order. After DeShields, it'll be Jurickson Profar with the home run last night in the first inning, a 2-run shot. Also, Joey Gallo hit a 2-run shot in that first inning. There's the lineup, pretty similar to yesterday for Jeff Bannister.
Guys playing a little bit different positions today.
Way inside on DeShields. Desmond and Arenado crashing hard as DeShields squared around.
Shields hitting right-handed. His dad hit left-handed. Threw right-handed, hit left-handed.
Dad, an infielder. I remember with Montreal.
First-round pick. First-round pick with Montreal.
He's like you. He stayed in the game.
Yeah, he's roving now for the Cincinnati Reds.
I remember you telling me once he was a really good hooper, wasn't he?
Yeah, he had an opportunity to go play for Villanova.
For Raleigh.
For Raleigh at that time, yeah. Massimino. Be a point guard for him. But when he got selected in the first round, I think the money made his decision a lot easier.
Push bunt goes foul. It's my son's favorite jersey. He wears it when he's in town for games. Look at that. That's one of your jerseys from your Ranger days. I love it.
Oh my goodness. Break that out of the mothballs.
Wasn't that long ago. This is a shallow fly ball, but Cargo's going to get there. 1 out. So DeShields, like his dad, who was a first-round pick. DeShields was a first-round pick in Houston. 8th pick overall in the 2010 draft. We take a look at the Rockies defensively. Chris Ionetta's got the gear on this afternoon. Again, he was DHing yesterday, and Tom Murphy was catching. The reverse roles this afternoon. The Rockies have the fewest errors in the National League. The only team with fewer errors in baseball, and it's only by 1, the Houston Astros. Here's Profar, the switch hitting middle infielder. Versatile guy, can go to the outfield also. I think when Elvis Andrus comes back, he's on a rehab assignment. He'll be back Monday when they travel to Kansas City. You'll see Profar moving around the yard a little bit.
Yeah, I think he'll get a lot more starts at second base.
It's pretty close.
Andrus making a rehab down at AAA Round Rock.
Just don't look at his stats.
No, I know, but that's the first time he's played AAA ball.
Is that right?
Yeah. He jumped from AA, never went back until this rehab.
He's 1 for 18 right now in his rehab. I don't think they're going to worry too much about that. Profar out of Curacao. Little island nation has turned out players at an alarming rate. I guess not alarming, it's a prideful thing, because they have a population. Check this out. Jacob's filling in, my oldest son's filling in for Dougie this weekend. These are the folks that have come from Curacao. Andrew Jones, maybe the most famous. It's a population there on the island of 180,000 people. So like every third house produces a big leaguer.
And they're not just average or run-of-the-mill big leaguers. I mean, this is some names.
Some big names. And a friend of ours, we've gotten to know well over the years, Bam Bam, Hensley Mullins, now the bench coach in San Francisco, longtime hitting coach in San Francisco.
And maybe a manager soon.
Yes, he's been interviewed a few times, and I think you're absolutely right. He will be a manager in the not too distant future. But Bam Bam goes back to Curacao every winter, and he gets the guys together. He has an academy there, and all these big leaguers work out when they're back home. Ozzie Albies, Simmons, you saw the names.
Yeah.
Kenley Jansen, Scope from Baltimore. A heck of a group. Profar fouls this one off. Chu at first, 1 out. 3-2 count on Profar.
Just get a courtesy throw over. See if Chu might be going. Nope.
No. And it's popped up. He was going. DJ sees it. Just let Cargo know.
That's not an easy play for a second baseman, and I'll tell you why. Because the runner takes off running, so your first 2 or 3 steps are to second base. So DJ's thinking, well, I got to go cover. Now I've got to find out where the ball is again. I'm kind of drifting. I'm waving Cargo off as there's some wind playing with the baseball.
Yeah, we always talk about wind when we're in Chicago. You talk about wind at I was going to say Shea Stadium, at Citi Field now in New York. How was the wind when you were a middle infielder here? Is it, again,
it's weird.
We understand it varies, but there's some ballparks, seems like it's always windy.
It's weird, too, because it predominantly the wind acts like it's blowing in from center field or right center field, and it's usually pretty healthy wind. But sometimes the ball then will kind of get caught in that jet stream and start to blow it back out towards the outfield. So you can look at the flags, throw up the grass, but then the ball will sometimes go a different way than what the flags say they should.
That's strange.
I know, right?
Adrian Beltre at the plate, 1-1. He's DHing today. Breaking ball on the outside corner for a strike. Beltre had a couple more hits yesterday, building on his next 3,000. And I think the total length of the 2 hits he had yesterday was 77 feet.
And I think the 2 exit velocities combined didn't equal 50 miles per hour off the bat.
No way. Battled hamstring issues this year. Been on the DL twice with hamstring strains. That's outside. Here's the hits leaders, active hits leaders. Beltre's #1. Ichiro is ahead of him. And then, of course, Ichiro, though he's still taking batting practice and working out, has moved to the front office, so he's quote-unquote retired for Seattle. Then Pujols, Cabrera, and a swing and a miss to end the inning. So it took a few more pitches than Kyle would like, but a quiet first inning other than the walk to Chu. We'll go to the second, no score. Trevor Story, local kid, will be first. Is brought to you by the 2018 Toyota Tundra at your hometown Toyota stores and by Southwest Airlines. Low fares, no hidden fees. That's transparency. Well, some images from Irving High School, the home of Trevor Story till a few years ago, and that's his senior yearbook photo. Did not want to give up the glove for the senior picture.
Why should he?
Trevor's at the plate right now. We passed their arch rival high school this morning. Irving High's arch rival high school is MacArthur High School. And got to ask Trevor for tomorrow's game. This is fouled off. There's you know, left field, and there's nice green area at MacArthur High School, beautiful high school field. And then there's, you know, kind of like a path. And then there's some houses. So what would you say? They're 50, 60 feet?
Yeah, 50, 60 feet. Yeah, that's
behind the outfield fence.
Behind the fence,
nice neighborhood there. And I'm wondering, Huey and I, when we were driving by there this morning, wondering how many balls do you think Trevor hit on top of the roof of some houses there?
I bet a couple.
Yeah, so we got to ask.
Because he was talking about it yesterday. We were just kind of joking around with the school and MacArthur being their arch rival. He goes, I still don't like him.
No, hey, listen, I'll tell you a funny story here in a sec. It's funny to me. 2-1 on Trevor. That misses. 3-1. We had a day off in New York, as you know, a few weeks ago, and I ran up to my old high school. I went to see my sisters, etc. Fox Lane High School, and they have one of the top high school catchers in the country, and they're playing our arch rival, Horace Greeley, and they had one of the top left-handed pitchers in the country. And so there are a ton of scouts there. And you know what? I'm getting fired up. It's been 30 some odd years.
Still gets you,
doesn't it? Give a speech to the kids after the game. What a baby way to beat Greeley. That never dies.
No.
Better not. 3-1. Three balls, 2 strikes on Trevor. Story last night, RBI single and a stolen base in the 2nd. RBI double in the 7th. Leading the National League with 52 ribbies. And he got him on a fastball up and away. 1 out, first strikeout for Minor.
Well, For the Win is brought to you by our good folks at Pizza Ranch. And Desi does dig it. He does. 11 home runs on the road, tied for 2nd in the National League. The other thing for Ian, you know, he had the home runs last night. But they've also, 9 of the 14 home runs have come when either the Rockies are behind or tied. So he's making the most of when he does it, when the Rockies need it the most. 3 times the game's been tied when he's hit a home run. 6 times the Rockies have trailed when he has hit home runs.
We were saying this and have been saying this for a while, despite, you know, the less than flattering batting average. He's had a lot of big hits. I give him so much credit for grinding through what had been the most difficult period in his career. The takes are better now, too.
The takes are better, but there's just something also psychologically, if you're Ian, to say, I finally got above 200. I'm hitting 203. And the average has climbed up each and every month as the slugging percentage as well.
And a 4-pitch walk to Desmond. So the Rockies with their first base runner, 1 out in the 2nd. We are scoreless. Tom Murphy coming up.
Well, this was kind of the plan, I'm sure, for Bud yesterday. Have Tom catch last night. Chris and Kyle have worked well together, so you start Chris today, but you still keep Tom's bat in the lineup.
Well, I got to meet Tom's dad, Tom, this morning at the hotel. He's down here in Texas watching his son play. Ooh, Mercer.
That's a balk.
That was a balk.
We called a balk.
Porter called it.
Well,
I was going to say, Desi's got to get back.
Well, Alan Porter called it, but also Angel Hernandez at second base called it.
how to pick it up. Worked out well for the Rockies. Desmond in scoring position now. And he was going.
Let's take a look, see if we can see anything from this direction. Oh, yeah, it looked like he started to go home.
Well, he went behind the rubber with his knee.
Oh, that's what it was, too, yeah.
And you can do that, but you got to go to the plate. Inside. So anyhow, I met Mr. Murphy today, and here's a shocker. Big,
large,
strong man.
So is Tom. Apple doesn't fall far from the tree.
No. Tom's worked his tail off, too. This ball's fouled off. Country strong, aided by a very good weight program.
Was it last year, a couple years ago, when the guys dressed up like the Broncos, and you said, well, he looks like he...
Right. There were a few guys that looked the part.
I think it was 2 years ago.
That's more and more now, Major League Baseball.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
You got so many big, strong dudes. Got to watch Desi here, 1-2. Got a big man in the box, kind of blocking the view a little bit of Trevino. A lot more difficult to throw than if there was a lefty up to third.
Desi was out taking a few extra steps at second base. The minor made him stop.
Did you go from a standing start, or do you try to walk into a steal in third?
No, you try to walk into it at second base. You have to walk into it. You have to, unless you have, maybe Billy Hamilton speed. But everybody else, you got to have some momentum because it's a shorter throw for the catcher.
Did you start shorter and walk more as opposed to getting your natural lead? That's strike three.
But
2 outs.
A lot of the super strikes. I tried to get my normal lead and then kind of walk from there, but you have to watch to see where the infielders are.
And second to right fielder, number 5, Carlos Gonzalez.
Well, here's Cargo with 2 outs. He had last night off as the Rockies were facing the young lefty, Yohander Mendez. Cargo over his last 14 games hitting .364. Three for 11 lifetime against Minor. Outside, ball 1. Minor in his last outing faced the Astros, the hated Houston Astros, right?
Yes.
Hated by Texas. Got a no decision. Good ball game though. 6 innings, 3 runs. Allowed 6 hits. Struck out 4, walked 1.
Well, when he left the game, it was tied 3-3.
I can't believe Minor's 30. He's been around a while now. That was his first career balk. Can you believe that?
It's hard to believe he's been in the game that long. That was his 6th balk by the Rangers as a club. They lead.
Two and 1 on Cargo. Three and 1. We had a lengthy conversation with Cargo yesterday about why he wears sleeves when it is extremely hot. Now he's used to playing in these kind of temperatures. This is what he grew up with in Maracaibo and Venezuela, basically year round. And he feels that it makes him cooler. This ball's fouled off. Got a pitch to hit there. That was up and out over the plate. Cargo typically does a lot of damage.
Well, he can get his arms extended. I think with this newer material that's breathable, it's not as hot. I've seen more and more guys do it.
3-2. Bouncing ball, middle of the diamond, top spin on through. That'll get a run home. Here comes Desmond. The Rockies take a 1-0 lead. So the Rangers don't shift, and Cargo hits it in that spot where, when teams do shift, the shortstop is often situated.
So you're so used to seeing that play then being made on the Subaru Supermo. Cargo reaches for it very hard out in front of home plate, because this takes just 2 bounces before it goes out into the outfield.
The importance of getting the ball in play. So a walk, a balk, and a 2-hopper through the middle, and the Rockies take the lead.
Rockies last night 5 for 10 with runners in scoring position. 1 for 2 today. And the 2-out variety.
Iannetta. Ball and a strike on Chris.
And this is kind of what the Rockies did last night. You know, for Chad Bettis, they had the lengthy inning, let him cool off and catch his breath, because Kyle threw 27 pitches that first inning. He didn't give up any runs, but now he's had an opportunity to sit.
This is a line drive toward Gallo. He'll make the catch. In the inning, the Rockies get a run on that knock from Carlos Gonzalez. Middle of 2, 1-0 Colorado.
It's the second inning.
Story, this is his hometown. This offseason, I had a chance to visit with Trevor Story. Time now for the UC Health Rocky Routine. Unbelievable workouts. What Trevor's trying to do this offseason was work on his first step quickness, his mobility, his lateral mobility, being able to explode. See, these are one-legged hops onto a 30-inch box. This is deadlifting with an H, I think it's called a H rack. And I think it's important, as we saw Trevor this season, just having his legs under him, being explosive. The numbers are proving that his workouts truly do help. Guys?
Who was the clown who was next to him in that video?
That was me.
Oh, that was you? I'm sorry.
How'd
No, that
you
was
do in the
a
workout?
good-looking guy. I'm
I
sorry.
am still sore.
You know what? You went rapidly into retirement.
Why?
That's a no pitch, by the way.
Why do you keep doing that. You did it a couple years ago with Charlie, too.
By the way, when I do these workouts with Charlie, all-star, great year, multi-year contract. Trevor, probably an all-star. Hopefully multi-year contract down the road.
I thought that you were the missing link to that.
I'm like I'm the equivalent of the Nolan voodoo doll in the dugout right now. You know?
What is it, Nolanita? What's it?
Nolita.
Nolita, I'm
yeah.
sorry. Nolita.
But here's the deal on Nolita. I think it could have been one of those Apple, autocorrect errors, because I think technically it's a him, so it's Nolito. But not only did I get it wrong, I think the Rockies Twitter account got it wrong. But I blame autocorrect for getting it wrong.
Yeah, you know what? You're right.
I use that
distinctly
excuse
looked
all
like
the time.
a male. So we're going to go with Nolita.
Nolito.
Nolito, sorry. Now I'm getting confused. Nolito.
Yeah.
Back-to-back strikes. Excuse me. First pitch was called a ball, so it's 1-1 on Isaiah Kiner Falefa. Go ahead, Spilly.
I'm assuming that after Trevor and Charlie's workout videos that we've done and the success they had the next year, that multiple guys at the end of the season are going to be like, hey, Spilly, can we do one of those workout videos?
So then you're going to have to pick and choose.
It's kind of the new version of the old Jane Fonda workouts, right?
Yes.
Workout with Spilly.
Funny thing is, I never see him working out when we're on the road.
That's what I mean.
Because I do it earlier in the morning. You guys are still asleep.
Yeah.
Good one.
Spilly went rapidly into retirement. That's fouled off. 3-2.
I think what it's saying is you have to have a camera on him to actually see him working out.
That's right.
Got it.
Back up the middle, DJ. Can he throw him out? Yeah, you bet. What a play. Oh, man, how good was that?
Well, it was about as good as the one he had last night. And that was off of Profar last night. Oh, and he had the double play last night.
Just let him hit it. There are no holes in that infield.
This one's snazzy. I mean, he goes and slides, and then even before he finishes his slide, he's making a strong throw to first. Yeah, Kyle, you got to love that.
That is top shelf stuff. 2 outs, Joey Gallo. He takes a strike.
You know, I was talking to some people with the Rangers this morning, and they were still kind of raving about the Rockies' defense. That double play last night. They just said, man, there's no holes out there. I said, no.
Well, it goes back to what we always say about Nolan, and we say so frequently about DJ. It's not just getting to the baseball. He finishes plays.
And finishes it by making a strong throw on the money.
Gallo swings and misses. And now when you get Gallo in one of these spots, 1 and 2, guy strikes out more than anybody right now in baseball. You don't need to come near the zone. You don't want to come near the zone because when he connects, he hits it a long way. Didn't induce a swing there.
But that's not a bad spot on the Subaru strike zone. And I think you throw him a slider.
Off right on, started on the end of the plate. Have it break off, and I would think he'll wave at it like that. Inning over, 1-2-3. A little help from DJ LeMahieu, the Gold Glover at second. The Rockies have a 1-0 lead. We're off to inning number 3 in Arlington. Watch this guy play all day long. start things off, and then the top of the order in the third. Folks, when the Rockies score 7 or more, as they did yesterday, make your way to participating Colorado Taco Bell locations the following day. Do it between 4 and 6 to receive your Rockies Taco Special. And Cuevas lashes at that first pitch and hits it into the seats foul. Cuevas, talk about how steady he's been. Starts against left-handers. He's been up now since April 22nd. We were remarking about that earlier.
Closing in on 2 months.
And he seems, especially in his starts, to do at least one thing to help the Rockies move forward in a ball game. Throwing out a hit, his speed on the bases.
He's part of that 6-run second inning yesterday with a base hit.
And strike 3.
Yeah.
He's frozen. Yeah, he's frozen a couple guys with that fastball now. He got Murphy on a almost identical fastball in the outer third. So there's 1 out. And that'll bring up LeMahieu, who hit a soft liner to second his first time up. 3 strikeouts for Minor his first time through.
I think part of that too for the right-handers is because of Minor on the third base side of the rubber. So when it comes out of his hand, it looks like, well, that ball's going to be away from me. But it's not. It'll catch that Subaru strike zone on the outer third.
30-year-old Mike Minor, Tennessee native, big star in his home state at Vanderbilt. And this ball's in the air to fairly deep right field. And Chu, 1 step in front of the wall, makes the catch.
Center fielder Charlie Blackman.
2 gone. Charlie Blackman will come up.
Yeah, first-round pick in 2009 by Atlanta out of Vanderbilt. It's a 7th pick overall.
Well, he had a lot of international experience pitching for Team USA. He had a great career at Vandy. He missed basically 2 years, though. In 2015, he had labrum surgery, missed the entire year. The next year, he pitched, but at the minor league level. So between 2014, the end of 2014 and the beginning of 2017, he didn't pitch in a major league game.
And I think if you were to ask any pitcher when they're talking about labrum surgery, their shoulder, that's a little more scary than the elbow or Tommy John.
Well, with Tommy John, you know the length of time, and the success rate in returning is above 90%. Shoulders are more dicey,
and there's
more
not
unpredictable.
There's not the game plan rehab-wise with your shoulder like there is laid out with your elbow.
2-1 on Charlie. And this is in the air to shallow left. And foul ground. The wind kind of blows it away from Kiner Falefa. So a new life for Charlie. 2-2 count. He'll come back to the plate. Charlie took the first pitch with sunglasses on, and then cloud cover came over and he threw the glasses toward Nolan, who's in the on-deck circle naturally. And I'm wondering, like, if all of a sudden the cloud
goes away,
or the sun peeks out from the cloud as he asks for them back.
He's going to have to make a quick decision because here comes the sun.
And Nolan goes, or excuse me, Charlie goes down. So it's a 1-2-3 third inning for Minor. He's now accumulated 4 strikeouts. The Rockies lead 1-0. to drive in Ian Desmond. We go to the bottom of the third inning. Ronald Guzman, Jose Trevino, and Shin Soo Choo. Fans, join in on the conversation. Send us your thoughts, questions, comments, photos. Twitter is the place to go. Use the hashtag Toyota Talk. Kyle Freeland's first pitch, third inning. Strike one on Ronald Guzman. Strong young first baseman, and he takes outside.
Perfect for the Rangers. They're having to audition some of these young players.
Guzman swings and misses.
Remember that throw that Guzman had last night? The throw to second base, couldn't make the play and allowed Trevor to have the stolen base. Well, he was out early today working on that. But that's what you have to do with some of the young kids. You still have the early work.
1-2. And that is a base hit for Guzman. A rare base hit from a left-handed batter against Kyle. Lefty's hitting just 206 against him. First hit of the game for Texas. The only other base runner was Shin Soo Choo, who had a lengthy at bat in the first and drew a walk. Lefties strike out 36% of the time against Kyle this year. But here's the young catcher Trevino, just up from Double-A. Last night forced into action, and in his first 4 big league at bats, 0 for 4. And this is going to turn into a 6-3 double play. We always talk about an athletic's footwork and how important it is. Earlier, DJ LeMahieu going to the bag and then having to drop step and work into the outfield to catch a pop-up. Look at the footwork here for Trevor.
And you know that you're going to have to take it yourself, because out of the corner of your eye, you see where the second baseman is. You know that he's not going to be able to get there. Ideally, you would like to be able to step on the bag with your left foot the way he was and then do it, but he had to step on the right foot and throw across his body, and then that becomes just arm strength, pure arm strength.
Which he has plenty of. Here's Shin Soo Choo. And he takes strike one. And he lines a base hit the other way.
That's really about all the lefties can do against Kyle. He's reached now in 30 straight games as Choo.
So here's the former first-round pick, Delino DeShields. Would he make a great catch? Robin DJ of at least a double last night. Leaping up against the wall. Really running full tilt into the wall to make that catch in center field. In the air to Cargo, routine play. And Kyle Freeland navigates the third inning without issue. He did give up a couple of singles. Rockies up 1-0 going to the fourth. Middle of the order coming up.
homer and 2 doubles, and he thinks maybe this gift had something to do with it.
A fan gave it to me today, and have you seen Indiana Jones?
Yeah.
Back in the day when he like stabs the doll, he feels it, and I was like, man, put a bat in his hand and tell him to hit the ball. Maybe I'll hit the ball today. So we were making jokes and all that, but hey, the rally no one worked out today.
Is he going to be on the bench tomorrow?
I don't know, probably. He's got his flips on. He'll be ready for the day game.
That rally doll is sitting on the bench today. It is hot. It is 0 for 1 so far. But Nolan says, apparently it's called Nolita. That's the name of this doll. And I know a lot of the teammates have been having a ton of fun with it. Cargo was having handshakes before the game with Nolita, or Nolito. Here's last night post-game spread. They're both getting their treatment. Nolan on the right, Nolita on the left.
I'm glad Nolito got some food also.
Billy, in all seriousness, though, explain to the folks at home what Nolan was doing there after the game, not only eating, but for his legs.
So guys typically will go into the cold tank, and they'll try to ice their legs after the game. This is basically a cold tank version for a player, and that's ice water that runs through what looks like pants, and that'll help in the recovery process for a player to, guys that basically get an opportunity that play every single day. You need a chance for your body to recover.
Now, is that the same shock to the system that the cold tank is, or is it a little more forgiving?
Way more forgiving. Jumping in an ice tank is the worst.
No fun for about 5 minutes until everything numbs out.
But it makes you feel so good after a hot day.
Yeah, but it's 5 minutes of excruciating pain, discomfort, right?
Yes.
Trevor Story at the plate. Here's the 1-0, and now Trevor in an offensive count, 2-0. Trevor struck out on a 3-2 fastball up and away his first time against Mike Minor. 0 for 2 career-wise against Minor. And he got him out front. Odor calling for it, and the shortstop Profar says, "This is my infield. I will handle that pop-up." 2 outs.
That fielding percentage up.
That's why you tried to steal every pop-up you could.
Yes, indeed.
Ian Desmond scored the Rockies' run in the second when he was balked to second, and then scored on a 2-out single up the middle by Carlos Gonzalez. 2-home run night yesterday for Desmond in his return to Texas, where he helped lead them to a division crown in 2016.
He was also an all-star.
Yeah, he was an all-star that year. Desi hit 285, 22 home runs, and 86 driven in that year for the Rangers, and he scored 107 runs. He had a tough previous year, his final season in Washington, and the story's been fairly well documented. He turned down over $100 million at the time, and kind of resurrected himself with Texas in 2016. He's in year 2 of a 5-year deal with Colorado. Two-strike hole inside, 1-2. Minor signed a 3-year deal in the offseason after his good year out of the pen with Kansas City. He resurrected his career after being out for 2 years. We were talking about that labrum surgery.
Yeah, at his age, after shoulder surgery.
And that is strike 3. So Minor's pitching well. The Rockies have the only run. Rockies have only that 1 base hit against him. Yeah, they're pretty good. They got a good lineup, and with Luis Severino at the top of that rotation, they are most formidable. Jenny, thank you. Strike to even the count at 1-1 on Uriks and Profar. 3, 4, and 5 in the Ranger lineup here in the bottom of the fourth. Profar, Beltre, and Ruknet Odor. Lined in the air to Cargo. He's got it, 1 out.
The lefties are dealing so far.
Lefties are dealing so far. You know, Kyle Freeland comes into this ball game with a career record of 17-17 and a sub-4 ERA, which, you know, pitching half your games at Coors Field is real impressive. Here's the 39-year-old Beltre. He's got an impressive career, and this is top to short. Adrian's out by a couple of strides, 2 outs. So I was wondering about this morning, the exact service time for the 2 senior citizens on the Rangers, Adrian Beltre and Bartolo Colon. So Colon has 19 years and 59 days in the big leagues. And Adrian there in the middle left of your screen has 19 years and 96 days. And a full year is 184 days now.
I think they backed off on it a little bit because the season's a little longer. So I think it's 172 or 173 days. Now there's only 162 games.
Right.
It's really, it's weird after the last collective bargaining agreement.
Yeah, I mean, you get paid on your off day, so
you get paid on your off days. You get paid and service time if you're on the DL. One final thing with service time, and it doesn't matter, you know, who you are. You don't get extra credit if you're a superstar, an all-star. Everybody's considered the same.
Odor pops this up, a lot of wind, and it's going to blow this baseball back several rows. He'll play for Chris Iannetta. 1-2. That first inning, it took 27 pitches for Freeland to navigate because Chus saw 11 pitches before walking. Profar had a lengthy at bat before popping out. Anyhow, seen 2 quick innings and the very strong possibility of a 3rd quick inning in a row.
It just gets that pitch count back to where you would like to see it after 4 innings.
1-2 outside, 2-2 on Odor. Odor, like Beltre, missed quite a bit of time earlier this year with a hamstring situation. He missed a month. Three and 2.
Make him earn it, Kyle.
And he threw it by him at 93. Another strikeout. 3rd of the ball game now for Freeland. He's in a good place as we go to the 5th. The Rockies leading it 1-0. Go to AT&T Sportsnet RM on Twitter to cast your vote. Where were you on November 22nd, 1963 at 12:30 Central? And of course, the time that Lee Harvey Oswald shot President Kennedy. Were you at home? Were you at work? Were you at school? Were you not born yet? I was born, but I think I was in a crib. 6 months old.
I think I was out of the crib, but not sure where I was.
You were home.
I was at
You
home.
were A. Tom Murphy at the plate. He struck out looking his first time up. He's behind 2 strikes. Mike Miners rolled along. Rockies got their only base runners in the second. A walk to Desmond, a balk, and then a base hit by Cargo produced the run. Texas has only 2 hits. Well, yesterday we had the question on Bull Durham.
Yeah.
Our CenturyLink question. And Crash Davis, not a big shot, was the leading vote getter among favorite characters on the 30-year anniversary of the release of Bull Durham.
That was my choice. That's what I thought. It's fun too because there's a couple guys that I played with that were actually in that movie.
Oh, really?
Butch Davis in particular. Butch, long time kind of minor league guy, got a few cups of coffee here and there, but yeah, Butch Davis was in that movie. We played together way back when, Rochester, New York.
Did he have a line?
No, he was just one of the, they're against one of the teams they were playing. I don't think Butch had a line in it.
That's 6 strikeouts for Minor. From Jeff on Twitter, can you compare any Bull Durham characters to any current or former Rockies? Is there a Crash Davis amongst us, huh? Or Nick LaLoosh? Yeah, think about that one. Nuke LaLoosh. But I'm trying to think. Outside on Cargo. Cargo with a topspin 2-hopper up the middle to score Ian Desmond. And again, the Rangers do not shift. Cargo waves at that. It's 1-1.
I can't think of anybody off the top of my head.
That's rolled to the middle of the diamond. Odor, did he get him? No, safe.
There's a difference.
And there's a comparison between DJ LeMahieu and not trying to beat up Rougned Odor, but you know that's an out with DJ, and it's not even close.
You just took the words right out of my mouth because I was thinking the same thing. DJ wouldn't stop and plant his foot to make this throw.
They're going to look at this.
They will look at it, but DJ would have just go ahead and roll through that, come and charge the ball a little bit more, and made the throw on the run.
We'll have to slow it down. Guzman,
what a stretch.
Stay in contact, has a great stretch, and stay in contact with the bat. And then with the ball hit the glove before Cargo's foot hit the bat. See what we have here.
The ball.
You'd have to go back. Can we go back like a couple frames?
Right.
Like freeze it.
Right.
Boy, that's close.
That is real close. And then we can't see the foot from the other angle. Does it stay on the bag? They never called that, though. They never said that he had come off the bag, but
they're saying he's out.
He's out. But even though, Drew, he made that play and they had to go to review to look at it. The ball's in the glove before the foot hits. It's still, DJ throws him out by at least a half a step, if not a step.
Yep. 9 in a row set down by Mike Minor. Chris Iannetta takes ball 1.
And I think if you're the Rockies now, I think you make an adjustment saying, I'm going to give up the inner half. I'm going to look away on Minor. Because that's where it seems like he's been able to get guys.
Chris line to left his first time. Rockies have 1 hit. They have the only run. Texas has 2 hits. Freeland's been outstanding. 3-0 on Iannetta with Cuevas on deck.
Go ahead, Chris, if you like it. Take a pass at it.
He knows Globe Life well, having played in the division for a while when he was with the Angels. And he throws out a base hit on a 3-0 pitch.
Like it.
Yeah, it's a no-brainer situation for a guy who has power, you know, a 1-run game with 2 outs to be allowed to swing 3-0.
And you see a lot more guys getting comfortable swinging 3-0. It used to be nobody ever did. Or if it was just that big bopper that hit cleanup. The rare one guy in your lineup that might get an occasional green light 3-0. But now you see it more and more.
Chris is a career .310 hitter at Globe Life, and just under 100 at bats. That's outside on Cuevas. He was caught looking his first time up.
See Noel make the adjustment, take the ball going the other way. You've seen him hit it between first and second a few times.
And this ball is lined toward right center field, but cruising over is Delino DeShields. He has great closing speed. Cuevas threw it out there. Good catch by DeShields. Rockies baseball on AT&T Sportsnet is brought to you by Subaru. Love, it's what makes a Subaru a Subaru. And by O'Toole's Garden Center, putting the color in Colorado. With Ryan Spilboards and the former Ranger Jeff Houston, I'm Drew Goodman. Rockies up 1-0. A couple hits for each squad. In the bottom of the 5th, here's the third baseman, Isaiah Kiner-Falefa, played second yesterday, and he takes an off-speed delivery for strike 1. Will be followed by Joey Gallo and Ronald Guzman, 6 through 8 in Jeff Bannister's lineup.
Robbed by DJ his first time up.
Ball and a strike. Rockies are 2-1 in interleague play. They split earlier this year with the Angels. They'll go to Anaheim later in the season.
Texas is 0-3 in interleague.
They lost 2 in Los Angeles against the Dodgers earlier this week. Good breaking ball.
Speaking of the Angels.
Go ahead. Yep.
15 guys on the DL for the Angels.
They put 4 on yesterday. 4.
15.
Yeah, that's crazy. And a bouncing ball toward third. Nolan's there, and he fires one across, 1 out.
Well, the Warning Track Party Room offers a field level view of the game. Prices start at $100 per person and include a food and beverage package. Call 303 Rockies for more information.
So here comes Joey Gallo. He struck out his first time. Joey has the 2nd highest strikeout rate in Major League Baseball. Who do you think is number 1? This is number of strikeouts because Gallo's number 1 in that department. This may drop, and it will. Davis,
Strikeout rate.
this is strikeout rate. Gallo with the bloop single, 1 out and 1 on for Guzman.
Stanton?
Not Stanton. Good guess.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you know what?
I know
Another guy. No,
yeah.
well, I'm just trying to think another guy that strikes out a lot, but it's over in that same division, right?
It is. Stanton's 5th.
Okay. Davis.
Yep.
This is Chris Davis.
Chris Davis, who is hitting well below 200. He's striking out at a 37.6% clip. Joey Gallo next at 36.5. And there's a strike. Guzman had a base hit to left his first time up. Kyle Freeland against lefties is striking out 35.9% of lefties. That's the highest rate in the National League. This ball in the air toward Cargo.
Good jump by Cargo in right field to get to that baseball.
And that rate, that does not include like the Josh Haders of the world. That's among starting pitchers.
Yes.
Two outs, and the young catcher Jose Trevino, who bounced into a 6-3 double play his first time up. What was the stat I read that I think last year among guys that qualified for the batting title, there was only, was it 1 or 2, may have been 4 guys that hit below 200 for the season last year.
There was
2
nobody.
strikes, or is there nobody?
Nobody.
There was no one. And
Yeah.
this year there was a dozen.
Yeah, that was a few days ago. So you got to go back to 2014, and we were just talking about Chris Davis. He was the only guy that year in 2014 that hit below 200 among qualifying guys.
And to qualify, folks, you have to have 3.1 plate appearances for all the games that a team plays. So it's, what is it, 501, 502?
Yes.
This ball is floated toward center field, and coming on is Charlie. He'll make the catch and end the inning. And we'll talk a little bit more about that when we come back. Another strong inning for Freeland. We go to the 6th. The Rockies up 1-0. Top of the order coming. Trying to think whose ranch that is with the B on it.
Lyles.
Could be. Globe Life Park. Well, for a couple more years, the home of the Texas Rangers. Then they'll move across the street to a brand new home. DJ LeMahieu will lead it off for the Rockies, third time against Mike Minor, who has pitched exceptionally well. The difference in this game, a bouncing ball up the middle off the bat of Carlos Gonzalez after he walked Desmond and balked him to second. The first career balk for Mike Minor. Hit this third time through, the Rockies can find a rhythm against Minor. 2-0 count. So we were talking last inning about the number of players below 200 that have, you know, a full slate of at-bats. Well, right now there are 10 players currently under 200. I said 12 because a couple days ago it was 12, and there are 2 guys involved today, that's a strike, that just moved over the Mendoza line. 3 hits yesterday for Ian Desmond. He's now above 200. And Joey Gallo, who went 1 for 3 with a 2-run home run yesterday, just moved across the 200 threshold. DJ down the line, foul.
Yeah, and
but there's some. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say last year there wasn't anybody that hit below 200 that qualified, nor in 2016 or 2015. The last guy after that, as I was mentioning, was Chris Davis in 2014, and he was the only guy.
Well, there's some big names. I mean, Chris Davis is a big name. Go over some of the names here in a moment. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And DJ lines a base hit over the shortstop Profar's head. And a good start here in the 6th inning. We'll bring up Charlie. How about this? Chris Davis is hitting 150 in 229 plate appearances. Oh. Our old friend Dexter Fowler is hitting 170 in 217 plate appearances for the Cardinals.
Ooh.
One of the top young prospects in baseball, Lewis Brinson, who went from Milwaukee to the Marlins. Now he's a kid. He's hitting 179. Carlos Gomez with the Rays. He's at 182. This is fouled off. JBJ, big star with Boston. Jackie Bradley Jr. is hitting 185. Logan Morrison, a late sign.
Right.
Hit 30 homers last year, right?
Yeah.
Logan Morrison is hitting 188. The Yankees' Gary Sanchez, big powerful guy, 189. Adam Duvall, all-star 2 years ago. Billy Hamilton, Jason Kipnis. Those 10 are all below 200. Those are all big names.
Yeah, they are.
And there's 30 guys that are hitting below 230.
Well, one of those guys, Sano from Minnesota, hit 205. They sent him down to A-ball. He was an all-star last year.
This is slowly hit to third. Beltre, excuse me, I should say, used to him being there. That's Kiner Falefa, and he had 1 play. And it works almost as a sacrifice. So DJ in this 1-run game is in scoring position, 1 out for the RBI hog, Nolan Arenado.
And that's when it's okay to be a hog.
That's what you want.
Third is Nolan Arenado.
Nolan crushing lefties, as you know. Second highest slugging percentage against lefties in baseball. He's 0 for 2. Fly ball to right and a pretty sharp ground ball to short. I studied that pitch in there for a strike.
I think he was taking the whole way.
If he lets a fastball go that's center cut like that, he was completely in take mode, wasn't he?
Yeah. He was thinking, well, he's going to throw me a breaking pitch, or he's not going to throw me a strike. He wants me to fish for it. Like that pitch that just slid by the outside of the Subaru strike zone.
And we mentioned Lewis Brinson. Brinson was originally a Texas draft pick.
Yeah, in 2012. They haven't been real lucky with their draft picks here in Texas lately.
This goes all the way to the backstop, and now with 1 out, Texas will have to pull the infield in. as DJ is standing at third base on a wild pitch.
Well, and remember too, you've got the youngster behind the plate, called up from Double-A. So even if you had a little bit of spring training between these two, there's not a long history.
And this kid's calling card's been defense. He's been a minor league Gold Glover behind the plate as Jose Trevino. What a dream for Trevino. My guess is he probably was a Houston fan growing up in Corpus Christi, but you know, not bad that he's playing for the other team in Texas.
Well, in Corpus Christi too is the Double-A affiliate of the Houston Astros, Corpus Christi Hooks.
There you go. 2-2, infield drawn in. DJ is at third. The Rockies up 1-0. Nolan sitting on 40 ribbies. Second on the club to the guy on deck, Trevor Story, who's leading the National League with 52 RBIs. Ian Desmond, who's behind Trevor, has 39.
A lot of green grass behind the infield, in front of the outfielders.
It's off his foot, foul ball.
And I think too, if you get a fly ball,
Run.
I mean, Gallo's got a strong arm in left field, but besides that, the other two guys, yeah, you definitely run. The only way you might not is if Gallo's really coming in hard in left field.
Chu and right is more of a DH at this stage of his career. And this should get it done. Center field for DeShields. Here comes DJ. Looks over his shoulder. He'll cruise home with the Rockies' second run. Well done, Nolan Arenado. And it is 2-0 Colorado. RBI 41 for Nolan.
There goes that hog again.
What you want. That's how you get to hit in the middle of the order.
Yeah, you do. Even with 2 strikes, just get it in play.
Wasted a couple of good pitches from Minor.
Oh, the Rockies have been aided, and this is what you have to do. You're aided by a balk to score the first run, and then you're aided by the wild pitch to score the second run.
Well, find a way. Minor's been great, but Texas overall, they're in a funk. They've lost 7 in a row. They've had a very poor season thus far at 27-44. And when you're in that kind of position, you're just waiting for the other shoe to drop in a ball game.
Yep.
2 strikes on Story. Strikeout and a pop out for Trevor.
But that's what you have to do. I mean, the team can be 27-44, but you still have to take what they give you and the advantages they give you. They gave you 2 free 90s.
Let's try to explain to young players in this game how precious 90 feet is. You know, when you're 9, 10 years old, not 90 feet at that age, but you know, you're going to give a lot of bases away as you learn the game and that sort of thing. But when you get to higher levels, you can't be handing out
No, the talent.
90 feet like it's not worth a whole lot.
Oh, like a free ice cream cone to Dairy Queen.
No.
I mean, you got to make sure you keep that for yourself.
And this is line to right. Chu will reach up and make the catch. Boy, he's so strong off the bat. You didn't think it would travel as far as it did. Rockies get another run. DJ came around after a leadoff single. 2-0. Southwest Airlines, low fares, no hidden fees. That's transparency. Your old teammate Nolan Ryan, his statue at the ballpark here at Globe Life. Top of the order for Texas. Third time through against Kyle Freeland. And he has a breaking ball in there for strike one on Shin-Soo Choo. Choo has reached twice. A walk and a base hit. One of 3 singles allowed by Freeland. And another slider for a strike.
It's good to see on the Subaru strike zone. He came in with a first pitch slider inside, then took the next slider away. I think a couple lefties have taken him to left field. They kind of been diving out over the plate.
And that's another base hit. Got too much of the plate with a third straight slider. So Choo has reached all 3 times. And Kyle would like to have that pitch back. He wanted to get that down and away. That's supposed to be a chase pitch. So here's Delino DeShields. You have to guard against the bunt with DeShields.
Well, he tried to do it in the first inning. Ended up flying out to Cargo and right. But he looks to try to push the ball towards that second baseman.
And it's not going to be hard enough. Oh, nobody's there.
Well, that's a mistake on Desi's part.
Now they have a problem. Goes as a bunt single. Freeland popped off the mound, but he had nobody to throw to.
And that's where I said it's Desi, because you got to know Kyle is a good athlete, that he's going to be able to get there, but it's too far for DJ because he's in double play depth. So right now, if you stop after a couple hard steps, you can still get back to first base.
Hard play to defend for a first baseman because the guy at the plate has speed.
But even if you feel that, you really have nowhere to go because where DJ is playing.
It's almost an automatic back pick when you have a guy who tries to bunt and misses. And then it came up looking to back pick at second with Choo.
Well, and they also just appealed to first base and Alan Porter to ask if Profar.
What, thought he went? No,
yeah.
huh?
They said no. Could have been a strike on the Subaru strike zone.
And maybe his view, the view of Todd Tishner was blocked. They have 2 on. And a 2-0 count on Profar, who homered from the left side yesterday. A prototype in the 3-hole, but that's where Texas is right now. And a good breaking ball instead of giving in for a fastball. 2-1.
That was a curveball too at 80 miles an hour. Boy, that was filthy. That's the maturing of Kyle Freeland. Behind the count 2-0, he went soft.
Line drive, double play. Well, that was nice.
That was very nice.
Story grabbed it, and Choo had no chance.
Choo's off and running. I think this ball is going to go in. Trevor says, I got it. Double play.
Always know where the defense is playing.
70 DPs for the Rockies.
And now Beltre, a strikeout and a ground ball to short.
And just a psychological boost for Kyle.
There's strike 1 on Adrian. Boy, that's big.
It is. That's what I'm saying. It just feels so much better.
Well, you almost look at it like this. You had a bad break on the bunt, so now all of a sudden there's 2 on, and then Profar hit it hard, but you get a good break, and then he hit it right at Story, and you get 2 outs out of the deal.
And now you're just one pitch away from being done with the inning.
Next pitch will be number 80. Which is, again, at this stage of the game, 2 outs in the 6th inning. That's a great number. Runner going, and no throw from Ionetta as ball bounced up there. Good block. So Delino with his 13th stolen base. Now not really concerned with the Shields. He's ahead of Beltre 1-2, looking to make one more pitch. And he does. Story's got it. Perfect throw to Desmond. And that's all for the Rangers in the 6th inning, despite a couple of hits. 2-0 Colorado.
Coming for him. Desmond reflects on his time here in Texas.
It was just a good, year. I was bouncing back, from a tough year the year before, kind of trying to reestablish myself, prove that I still had a lot left in the tank. And we won 90-something, 95 games, and we battled, man. That was a grind of a year, and a lot of really good memories here, a lot of good feels.
Ian Desmond was the final player in the organization with the Montreal Expos before he left in 2015 for 2016 with the Texas Rangers. Those are the numbers. That was his worst year, 2015 with the Washington Nationals. He'll get a base hit to left. And I think it's important to look at it. You guys were talking about the numbers for Ian in Texas and how it was so important for him, especially after turning down a monster contract, to reestablish himself. Here in Texas, he was a center fielder, 178 hits, 107 runs were both career highs. And I think it led to what the Rockies saw in Ian Desmond, a very versatile hitter that is athletic and can do things on the ball field that very few can do. Guys?
Yeah, and you know what? We've talked a lot about this. We were talking about it yesterday. He's a grinder. He's a pro. This ball's hit to deep left field by Murphy, and it is going to one-hop the wall. Good read by Desmond. He'll dig into third on a double by Tom Murphy. So the Rockies with runners at second and third and nobody out here in the 7th.
The second double for Tom Murphy. He didn't wait around on the Subaru Supermo. He gets a pitch and he makes sure he doesn't miss it. Had some top spin on it over the head of Joey Gallo in left field. He just picks it up, gets it back in, but second and third for the Rockies. They're in business.
Doug Brocail is going to go out and visit, and chance for us to tell you a little story about Doug Brocail. He's a Colorado kid, down the south east part of the state in Lamar. Doug Roquel was all-state football, basketball, and baseball at Lamar High School. Stayed in town, went to Lamar Community College, and was drafted out of there. Big league career. I don't know what they do down in Lamar, but they grow them big and they grow them talented when it comes to pitchers.
Well, you got Roquel. You also got Brandon McCarthy. Went to Lamar.
He went to Lamar. He's a Colorado Springs kid. There's several other guys that have come out of Lamar. Alex Claudio throwing. Cargo drove in the Rockies' first run with a single up the middle.
They're playing the middle back right now. Corners are in.
That helps out Cargo. You got plus speed at third and Desmond. Cargo got a pitch to hit. One last thought quickly on Desmond and what we were talking about earlier and then embellished a few moments ago by Spilly. Desi's a grinder. He's a pro's pro. And he was down, but a long way from being out. And now look at what he's doing.
They stayed kind of true to the process for him.
Cargo pops this up to center
I think he's
field.
Still tagged.
And Desi's going to bluff. That just wasn't quite deep enough. One out. Cargo will be bummed out, and that'll bring up Chris Iannetta.
The first 15,000 fans through the gates on Saturday, June 23rd, will receive a 25th anniversary throwback replica jersey courtesy of King Soopers. The first 15,000 fans. Well, Desi did the right thing there just a moment ago, though. You tag up, you force DeShields to make a throw. And so he was running hard for 3 or 4 steps. Who knows? Maybe DeShields drops the ball, throws it funny, slips. A myriad of things could happen. Don't assume that it's going to be everything's going to be perfect.
Now the infield will come in. Iannetta, a line out and a sharp single to left. And Chris, a .310 lifetime hitter here at Globe Life.
They had the single on the 3-0 count last time up.
Strike one.
Just barely in the Subaru strike zone.
You want to get both of these runs home because you're greedy, but you know, second and third, nobody out. Now there's one out. But at the very least, you got to cash in Ian Desmond at third. I like the matchup in that Chris is a patient hitter, a smart hitter.
If he feels like he's not going to get a pitch to hit, he'll go to first.
And I'm sure in Minor's mind, listen, he's a 30-year-old. He's been a very sound big league pitcher for a while. That he knows if he does walk him, it forces a force all the way around. And touch the outside corner again, so it's 1 and 2.
Now you go into battle mode, protect mode. Charlie did that last night with 2 strikes, just kind of flared one seeing eye base hit to left field, just getting in and play. Cargo earlier in this game, just getting in play.
Two and two. Minor has spotted his fastball very well today. He came in hitting .333 against it. He was a starter, then went to the pen after the labrum surgery, and now back in the rotation here in Texas. Texas just searching for starting pitchers. A rookie went yesterday, first big league start. In tomorrow's game, it'll be Giovanni Gallardo called back to the big leagues to make a start. 2-2. And now it's 3-2 on Chris.
Gallardo tomorrow, that'll be their 10th starter that the Rangers will have used.
And think about this, the Rockies and the Houston Astros, the only 2 teams in the big leagues to use the same 5 in their rotation all year long. 2-0, or excuse me, 3-2. He's looking at the scoreboard. It's 2-0 is what I meant to say. 2-0 Rockies, and it's 3-2 on Ionetta once again.
I think Chris has the right approach after that foul ball. And now Minor and Trevino want to get on the same page. But I was saying the right approach for Chris, because he was just thinking, I'm going to try to elevate something. I'm going to try to look away. If he spins something up there, I could turn on it. But I'm not going to get caught looking on a ball that has some tail to it.
He's at 98 pitches. He's been over 100 one time this year, and that was 102 in his 4th start of the season.
I already said it. They've been trying to push him back to give him a few extra days rest in between starts.
Ball 4. So now the bases are loaded for Cuevas. And what will Jeff Bannister do? Had Claudio warming up.
Well, first of all, he's going to ask if that pitch was outside. That's why he got it dropped his head.
So Cuevas, who's been very good at getting the ball in play typically, 0 for 2 in this game. He was called out on a 3rd strike in the 3rd, then lined to right center field. Nice running catch by DeShields in the 5th inning. 1 out, bases full of Rockies. And this ball's in the air to shallow center again. And no advancement as it's caught out there by the second baseman Odor. Now it's going to take a 2-out hit. Right man for the job, DJ LeMahieu.
He's hitting 9 out of his last 11 road games. There's DJ.
A line out, a fly ball to deep right, and a sharp single. Scored the Rockies' 2nd run after leading the 6th inning off with a base hit. Came around on a Nolan sac fly. One 1-0 on LeMahieu. Desmond singled. He's at 3rd. Murphy doubled right behind him. He's at 2nd, and Ionetta's at 1st. Down the line to 3rd, and the Rockies are going to come up empty after having runners at 2nd and 3rd and nobody out. Hopefully that will not come back to haunt them. middle with 2 outs from Carlos Gonzalez to score Ian Desmond early in the ball game. And then Nolan Arenado and DJ LeMahieu worked his way to third base, single, and ultimately getting there on a wild pitch, scored on that sac fly. But the Rockies have rode the left arm of Kyle Freeland as they've done so frequently this year. And he's thrown out shutout baseball through 6 innings. He's out there for the 7th inning now as well. Rockies have been opportunistic offensively in this game, but they were not last inning after a sharp single and a double that one-hopped the wall from Murphy. The Rockies had an opportunity to really create space, Huey, and they could not.
Well, and just give Kyle a little breathing room. I think that was the other thing. He had second and third. Okay, Cargo flies out, shallow fly ball to center field. Chris walks, but then a couple easy pop-ups after that, or easy pop-up and then a ground out. And in case you're kind of looking forward into this game too, you know, you just got Adam Ottavino back, but he's not going to be available today. But for Chris, just 82 pitches, 54 strikes, 28 balls.
I think this inning and how expeditious it is from Freeland's perspective will largely determine for Buddy Black if he can use him to be Adam Ottavino today.
Well, that's right. Yeah, that's
the bridge to Wade Davis. 0-1 on Odor, and Odor throws one out to center field pretty deep, and it's over the head of Blackman. I mean, Charlie initially thought he'd have a chance at that. It's going to be a triple for Odor.
Off the bat, that looked like, okay, Charlie's going to have to run into the gap and get that on the line. And it just kept going. Subaru Supermo, it's a slider. Just shows you the strength of Odor, because he basically swung one-handed after he kind of hit the ball. First triple of the year for Rougned.
Now immediately you start thinking about that lost opportunity in the top of the 7th inning. Here is Kiner Falefa. 0-1.
You got a rookie here at the plate. If you can get him to expand, you know the next guy, Joey Gallo's prone to striking out.
And you have another lefty behind him in Guzman. Down the line, and this is fair into the right field corner. And it's going to be a double for Kiner Falefa, and it's a 1-run game. And the tying run is in scoring position for Texas. That escape in the top of the 7th, combined with the triple, has given Texas life.
Well, it immediately gives you life as you're jogging off the field from last half inning. And the youngster, Kiner Falefa, slices one down to the right field corner.
Joey Gallo, a strikeout and a single. I've always believed this. When you get to this portion of the game, in what has been a low-scoring game, or any kind of tight game, and don't get tighter than 1 run, these at-bats become 9th inning at-bats, even though they're taking place in the 7th. You're going to see a more acute focus. And again, it's not to say big league guys give away at-bats in the middle of a game, or when, you know, it's 4-1 or 6-2. But you know what I'm talking about.
Exactly.
It's just you're hyper-focused. like in the 9th inning in a one-run game. Well, that's where Joey Gallo is right now, even though it's the 7th inning.
For sure, because you're standing in the dugout first, you see what's happened. Then you go to the on-deck circle. It ramps up from there, and then you get in the box. It's even better.
They'll get Gallo here on a fly ball to Cuevas. He's battling the sun.
All important first out.
Without the advancement of Kiner Falefa.
First baseman, Ronald Guzman.
Guzman, the first baseman, is 1 out of 2. Harrison Musgrave
back up again.
He was up 4 outs yesterday. Did a really nice job.
Yeah, he only threw 16 pitches last night to get those 4 outs.
And 3 of them were by strikeout.
Check
like he went. Not according to Bill Miller at third. And a ground ball, nicely done. I assume he did that on purpose.
I think so.
To hop out of the way by Kyle Freeland, because he knew stories behind him. Just want that thing hitting off him and redirecting and allowing Guzman to reach. 2 outs. Watch how athletic this move is. Yep, he's hopping out of the way.
Yeah, he's trying to get out. He doesn't want it to go off a foot, kick a different direction where it's not going to be maybe even a play made on it.
And now with 2 outs, the tying run at third, you have the kid, Jose Trevino, at the plate, who's 0 for 6 in his big league career, which started less than 24 hours ago. Grounded into a double play and hit a harmless fly ball to center field. 2-0. And this is the guy you want if you're Freeland. You have a lefty on deck, but that lefty is Shin-Soo Choo. Long resume, and he's also 2 for 2 in a walk against you.
Yeah, and he's had good at-bats against you today. Buddy just yelled out to Kyle, let's go, come on. This is your guy.
And he goes breaking ball to get back in the count at 2-1.
2 times today, he's gone really soft with the breaking pitch. One was 80 miles an hour. That last one was 81.
Remember last year, frequent discussions that not only we had, but Buddy had with us about Kyle, and this ball's popped up, and Chris won't have a play. About needing to get a pitch with a greater differential than the 90 to 92 fastball, the 88-mile-an-hour cutter, and the changeup was 86, 87.
Yeah,
there wasn't a big disparity.
Yeah, and now the 2 pitches today have been 11 to 13 miles an hour different. And in hitters counts, where they're both 2-0.
Yeah, make your best pitch right here. You're up 2-1, 2 outs. 2-2 on the young catcher, Trevino. Trevino, a 6th-round pick in 2014. Hitting 233 in Double-A, and that just missed inside. A call by Todd Tishner, 3-2.
But Trevor was running off the field, DJ was running off the field, and Kyle took a step towards third base. Hang on.
On the ground, foul.
Now you're looking at it. Kyle finishes this inning. It's probably going to be it. It's a hot, hot, humid day. It's 94 degrees first pitch. Even hotter down on the field, as Spilly can attest to. He's been down there all day.
Another 3-2. Ground ball deep in the hole, and it's going to kick on through and tie up the game. Nolan got a glove on it, and it's the first major league hit for Jose Trevino, and we're all even in the 7th. How quickly this game is turned around.
First major league hit, first major league RBI. Ball game's tied up after he couldn't score last inning with the bases loaded. Only 1 out. So close for Nolan.
Here's Chu.
Boy, that's just so unfortunate for Kyle.
Ground ball that found a hole.
Yeah, and not by much either, because Nolan dives for this, and just off the edge of the glove on the Subaru Supermo, and then Trevor running behind him.
Fouled off. 7th inning's been an issue for the Rockies, been an issue for Texas as well this year.
The difference was Texas didn't give up any in the 7th when they were staring him in the face. Definitely be it for Kyle one way or the other. This is going to be his last hitter.
Two balls, 2 strikes. And Chu hits it in the air to left. Cuevas will make the catch. Texas gets 2 runs to tie up the ball game as we go to the 8th. Airlines, low fares, no hidden fees. That's transparency. And by Wells Fargo customers get your 2-for-1 Rockies club level tickets by visiting wellsfargo.com/Rockies. Late afternoon contest at Globe Life Park in Arlington, Texas. And the Rockies had a 2-0 lead. The Rangers got 2 in the bottom of the 7th. It'll be on the bullpens. And Texas turning to a young man by the name of Jose Leclerc, who's been up and down 3 times this year. And generally you think mediocrity when you mention that, but He's been anything but mediocre. The league is hitting just 132 against Leclerc. That is 10 for 76. So he's been tough to hit.
Well, just one run in the last 9 games, 9 innings for Jose. He's a fastball, changeup, curveball. We'll mix in a splitter.
Last 22 hitters, he struck out 11 of them. Charlie will get the first look, and he takes a fastball at 95, down, ball 1. Charlie 0 for 3. Last night he was 1 for 4 in a walk. And it's 2-0.
The lefties, it's fastball splitters to right-handers. It's fastball. Well, even a field appeared down here in Texas.
That's a called strike, and that's a gift because that was off the plate.
I mean, I
Charlie
understand if it
glanced it back.
if part of the white catches part of the white on the Subaru strike zone, but that's not even close.
This kid, the one hiccup has been he's walked 14 and 23 plus.
Well, it forces Charlie to
swing at a pitch he wouldn't swing at.
Right, because if it's 3-0, he's going to take that one, but who knows what the kid does on 3-0. But now it becomes 2-2.
But like so many things in life and in sports,
That's right.
especially in baseball, it's in the rearview mirror.
You got to overcome it.
Yep. Got to put it in that rearview mirror. And that's a nasty slider, and 1 out.
We'll catch the best fireworks show in town this summer on July 3rd, courtesy of Lockheed Martin, and then on July 4th, courtesy of Coca-Cola and King Soopers, following the games against the San Francisco Giants.
Well, watching that at bat from 25 feet away was Nolan Arenado. If you're Nolan, I would imagine you're sitting dead red here.
Definitely.
Let it fire. No, sitting dead
Well,
red. He got
was.
a slider, but he was definitely in
Attack
swing mode. Slow. Nolan came into the game 7th in baseball in WOBA. That's weighted on base average. And what it does is it provides more weight for doubles, triples, home runs, and just you were on base. And sharply hit, but right at Kiner Falefa, 2 outs. So here comes Trevor Story for the 4th time today. Strikeout, pop out, line out.
Shortstop Trevor Story.
American League ballpark, DH. You don't have to worry about double switches.
No.
You don't have to worry about the pitcher coming up. So you'll see more pitchers, relief pitchers, work multiple innings. Story takes a strike.
We've said it before too. Really, after the manager fills out his lineup at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, then it just becomes my pitcher. When do I take him out? Occasionally you might see a pinch hitter late in the game, but not very often.
Pitch looked inside also.
Trevor was ducking out of the way.
Two strikes. And Leclerc with a 1-2-3 inning, 2 strikeouts. We'll go to the bottom of the 8th inning, 2-2. Matchup of Kyle Freeland and Mike Minor, and both pitched very well. Kyle Freeland gave up 2 runs in that 7th inning. 8 hits, walked 1, struck out 3. And Freeland will get a no decision. And this game comes down to that top of the 7th for me right now, where the Rockies had 2nd and 3rd, nobody out, and did not score. That's tough to take. So they hand it to Harrison Musgrave for the 13th time. It just shows you how much he's grown in the eyes of Buddy Black. Here he is in a tie game in the 8th inning, trying to keep it that way. He was outstanding yesterday, and he'll face Delino DeShields, Jurickson Profar, and Adrian Beltre. Masquerading as 2, 3, and 4 in the lineup written out by Jeff Bannister today.
Yeah, when Harrison came back off the bereavement list, this is what Bud said. He was going to get a lot more opportunities in close games. A little closer than this one right now.
He's working back-to-back ball games. Bearded lefty from West Virginia. Keep the Shields off base with his speed, and it's 2-0.
Final note on Kyle Freeland, he lowered his ERA to 3.59.
He is continually start in and start out, done everything you could ask, working deep into games, more than giving his team a chance to win. He's
Well, you just
pitched to an ERA over his last 10 ball games in the mid-2s.
You just have a feeling too, when he goes out there, your club's got a chance to win.
That's a strike, 2-2. You know, we were talking earlier about Mike Minor being a starter, Huey, and then going to the bullpen after coming back from labrum surgery and remembering how it is to start again. Well, Harrison Musgrave started throughout his minor league career. Now he's working back-to-back days, right? That's a different deal for him. 3-2.
Your starter, everything's prepped to that day you start, so you start to build your momentum as the days get closer. A reliever, you got to be a little bit more even-keeled.
3-2, and he loses the leadoff man to Shields.
Not only the leadoff man, but the one guy on their club that has blazing speed.
And he's a 218 hitter, so it's not like you're saying, well, I don't want to feed him a cookie because he may go yard on me. You want to be aggressive there. Now, if you're Texas, Profar, again, not your prototypical 3-hole hitter. He squared around a bunt in the 6th inning after the first 2 men had reached. Normally you're thinking 3-hole, there's no way he's going to be bunted. That's looking for an early reveal. They didn't get it from Profar. That's why you throw over.
The only counter to that, though, is if they do bunt Profar, then you walk Beltre to get to the left-hander Odor, and then you go left on left. So maybe because of that, Bannister wouldn't lay down a bunt. He was acting like he was going to do it there. But maybe again, it could be a bunt and run.
Studying Tony Beasley, the third base coach. The Shield's not going, and those are bad misses by Musgrave. The 3-2 pitch to DeShields, the 2-2 pitch.
Well, he's had
missing arm side, high and away.
3 of the 8 pitches that he's thrown kind of been up in that general vicinity.
Musgrave in his minor league career, when he was at Grand Junction, his first professional season, he made 11 starts. He came out of the pen twice. Since that time, prior to arriving in the big leagues this year, he had never worked out of the pen. So it's a start, 4 or 5 days rest. Bunted foul.
I think he's been in this role long enough now, since he's been up, that he kind of has a feel of how much work he needs to do on each and every day. As far as the work goes. Now, pitching in back-to-back games might be different. But at least the sides.
You can hear your old friend Steve Buechele, John Elway's college roommate at Stanford.
And Mike Aldretti. Remember Mike Aldretti?
Yeah.
Longtime big leaguer.
That was the trio.
That was the
that
trio.
bunked together. Pretty good group.
They had a fair career, all of them.
Not bad. DeShields takes off, and this is pulled through the hole, a base hit, and it'll be first and third. Story broke to the bag as they changed up the coverage.
Well, sometimes you guess wrong. The DJ's over. The pitch was supposed to be away. That's why you switch up the coverage. But Profar reached for that, and he pulled it. Pulled it right in the hole that was vacated by Trevor. That is a helpless feeling as a middle infielder when you make a call like that, and you're thinking it's supposed to be away. You're thinking if it's going to be a hit and run, where's he going to try to hit the ball? To second base. So we're going to switch up the coverage, and then hit it right where you were. You think to yourself, why did I make that call? I should have gone the other way.
Chris Russ and Brian Shaw. Adrian Beltre with the infield in. Takes inside, ball one. Beltre chases up. It's 1-1.
I think even with a shallow fly ball, they would try to score DeShields.
Two and one. Three and one on Beltre, a strikeout and 2 groundouts. Right field, plenty deep enough to get the run home. Cargo is going to have to play it off the wall, and it kicks over his head. Going to third is Profar, and you're going to send him. Throw toward the plate's not going to get him. 2-run score on a triple by Adrian Beltre, and it's 4-2 Texas.
First triple of the year for Adrian. Well, you fall behind and you're going to get burned, and that's what happened off the bat of Adrian Beltre. Cargo tried to dig, thinking, okay, I'm not going to be able to catch it. They got so close to the wall that it goes really hard off it over the head of Cargo. And Charlie just gets it back in, and Bud's got to go to the bullpen. Bring in Brian Shaw.
4-2 Texas. Back in a moment.
They joined the Rockies, King Supers, and the Denver Rescue Mission for the Hit a Home Run Against Hunger food drive and bring non-perishable or canned food items to the game on Wednesday, June 20th. No pitcher for the Rockies, Brian Shaw. You know it's been a rough year for Brian. 7.09 ERA. He's allowed runs in 8 out of his past 11 games. 15 earned runs in 10 2/3 innings for Brian.
Well, if he was in a different place, he would have been in the game, very likely, to start this inning. He's been working on his mechanics, trying to get right. 2 runs in. Ryan Rua is now at third base running for Beltre. And at the plate is Rougned Odor with the infield in. Nobody out. And where's that?
Missed strike. Seems like there's been a lot of them the last couple days. I had a few last night with Bill Miller and then some today with Todd Tishner.
1-1 as that cutter's fouled off by Odor. Odor had a triple leading off the 7th after the Rockies failed to take advantage of a second and third situation with nobody out in the top of the 7th. And then Isaiah Kiner-Falefa lined a double to right. That made it 2-1, and ultimately with 2 outs, Jose Trevino got the tying run across a lengthy at bat, his first major league hit. A seeing eye ground ball through the left side. Cargo with Rua, going to test his arm, and Rua is going to score standing up, and it's 5-2 Texas. Odor with a sac fly.
All 3 runs could be charged to Harrison Musgrave. That'll close the book on him.
Third baseman Isaiah Kiner-Falefa.
Well, in the vernacular of Buddy Black, Buddy's going to say after this game, should the Rockies not come back, that Musgrave's walk of Delino DeShields not advisable to lead off the inning.
Absolutely. He's also going to say, we had a chance to step on their throat and we didn't do it.
He'll say that. You know, anybody that Spilly talks to in the clubhouse, position player wise, will say that.
Yeah, because Rangers just waiting for something bad to happen.
They've lost 7 straight. They've had a terribly disappointing season so far. That misses. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Now the Rockies in the 9th will need to rally. They'll start it out with Ian Desmond, Tom Murphy, Cargo to follow. Put that second inning from last night back in play, right? Swung on and missed, so a strikeout of Kiner-Falefa by Shaw. 2 outs, and that'll bring up Joey Gallo. And it looks like it's going to be Leclerc because nobody's been warming in the Texas pen. Or has that changed?
It's changed.
Kella's up. He is their closer. He wasn't up till a moment ago.
Rockies employing the 4-man outfield with Joey Gallo.
Joey did this the other day, squared around like he was going to bunt. He actually tried to bunt.
I think he's going to try to do it.
It's a terrible play here for me. Joey Gallo has 18 home runs. That's what he does. He doesn't hit for average. He hits the ball out of the ballpark. There's 2 outs. Your club's already up by 3 runs. He's going to do it, and he fouls it off.
I'm with you, Drew.
What's the point?
To me, it's now, almost like a little bit of a selfish play.
Right. I'm gonna take a hit here. With 2 outs, it would take, you know, most frequently a couple more hits to get you home. Two and one. Now, if there's nobody on in a 2-2 ball game, or excuse me, nobody out in a 2-2 ball game. First of all, I don't know if the Rockies would employ that in the same situation, but if they did, then I would understand it. Desmond goes to the bag. 3 runs in the 8th inning, all charged to Harrison Musgrave. So the Rockies need a big rally in the top of the 9th. Kella in the 9th, and here are the numbers for Kella. He is 14 out of 14 this year at save opportunities, and typical of most guys who work late. He averages far better than a strikeout per inning pitched.
Well, it's a heavy fastball, 97 miles an hour with it. That was 98, straight over the top.
Well, their bullpen has been pretty good this year. It's been a top 10 bullpen, at least by the one metric, earned run average. And Kella over the top at 98 again, and it's 0-2
and with that
on his former teammate.
Yeah, with that over-the-top motion, that's where he'll throw the curveball too. It comes out of the hand looking like a fastball, then it's a heavy 12-6.
One and two. had 6 days off. And a tapper.
The fans of 2018 Camping World MLB All-Star Ballot is now open and exclusively online. So go to Rockies.com/vote to make sure your favorite Rockies are represented.
One out, Tom Murphy, who doubled in the 7th inning after a Desmond single. Again, that was leading off the 7th inning. 2 in scoring position, nobody out. Cargo hit a fly ball to center. It wasn't deep enough for Desmond to try to tag and come home. Iannetta walked. They had the bases loaded in 1 out. Cuevas popped up to shallow center. That ball was caught by the second baseman Odor. And then DJ with 2 outs hit a ground ball, but it was right at the third baseman Kiner Falefa. And at the time, as that's called a strike, we said, boy, you hope that doesn't come back to haunt the Rockies. And it kind of awoke Texas, because Freeland had been cruising along, but then a triple and a double began the bottom half of the inning for Texas. They tied it at 2 that inning. And you know what happened in the last inning as they got 3 off Harrison Musgrave. It began with a walk of Delino DeShields.
But as soon as that last play is made, the throw from third to first, as you're running off the field, you're thinking, wow, we just survived. We got a chance. And so immediately it's human nature to feel better about it. So you feel more relaxed as you go to the plate.
If that goes to 3 or 4-0 with a team that's lost 7 in a row.
Yeah.
I mean, you never know. And we never will know. But you'd have felt really good about the last couple of innings.
Well, I guarantee you they wouldn't have had the bounce in their step as they're running off the field if they'd scored a couple runs. Because they'd have been down by at least 3, 4 runs probably. They'd been okay. Well, we'll see if we can do something.
3 and 2 on Murphy. Rockies need base runners. Cargo on deck. And there's one base runner. A walk to Murphy.
There you go. Got to start somewhere.
Who wants tacos? Fans, follow us at AT&T Sportsnet RM on Twitter to receive alerts for the Rockies taco special when the Rockies do score 7 in a game. Been a tough couple of weeks for the Rockies. Last night they had the great top of the 2nd inning, ultimately a come from behind victory. It's the first time ever, by the way, in franchise history that they'd overcome a 5-run road deficit to win. Trying to get momentum, headed back in that positive direction. Win a couple games in a row. It's been 10 days since they've done that. Last time they won 2 straight was when they won 3 in a row. Last game at home against Cincinnati, and the first 2 against the Giants when they went to 4-1 on that homestand. That was before the Dodgers came in. And Cargo, a big bouncer to second. Safe at first. 2 outs.
Still alive.
Iannetta looking. Oh, okay, Buddy's coming out, and he wants them to check the tag at second. Nothing really to lose here.
Well, Murph came in and acted like, hey, I don't think he got me. Okay.
All right, watch Odor. Did you see the shirt move?
The shirt would be the only thing that he be able to get. But you're right, it's worth a look. It's not going to hurt anything. Not going to challenge anything yet.
See if we can freeze it.
He's out.
They
Okay.
indicated very quickly before we show you another angle that he is out.
All second bases confirmed.
I can't tell
Can't
there,
tell.
but they have other angles in New York, and they were able to tell pretty quickly that the tag was applied. So there's 2 outs. Cargo's at first, and Ionetta's at the plate. Eduardo Parra is going to pinch hit for Noel Cuevas if Chris can reach. Cargo will take second.
Now he's starting to fight some shadows right around home plate.
Two now.
Chris is going to take till he gets a strike.
Tried to influence that with a little body movement.
And I'm also thinking ahead too, if Chris reaches and you're going to see a pinch runner for him. Maybe Tony. I know you're down by a couple, 3 runs, but still.
Two and 2 on Ionetta. Five-2 Texas, 2 outs in the 9th. Ionetta trying to get the tying run to the plate. Won't happen. Texas wins it Saturday afternoon in Arlington by a final score of 5-2. A disappointing loss for the Rockies. They led 2-0. Kyle Freeland was cruising along, and that man's very frustrated right now. The Rockies can't get any traction going forward after a nice come from behind win yesterday. This one was set up for 2/3 of the game like the Rockies were going to shake hands once again, but ultimately they lose 5-2. So tomorrow the rubber game will take place here in Arlington. 5-2 the final score. The Rockies fall 2 games under 500 once again to 34-36. Texas snaps a 7-game losing streak. They're now 28-44. And we go to Denver. Here's Jenny.